Like,
Yeah.
what was the last fight you've been in? Someone talked.
What is it, a bar fight?
What happened?
No, when I grew up, the things were very violent. So I never started a fight or anything, but I had a lot of fights that I didn't want to be in, and I got beaten up really badly in a few of them actually. So, so I've been in like real hardcore street fights.
Really?
Hardcore.
At what age?
I don't know, from when I was maybe 6 to 16-ish.
What, like people picking on you and shit, or?
Yeah. I grew up in South Africa. It's a very violent place. So.
You think that's what motivated you to become what you are?
I mean, it maybe played a role. Certainly toughened you up, that's for sure. I mean, the people say, like, you know, they're all worried about words and stuff. People who are worried about words have never been punched in the face, I'd say. If you're punched in the face real hard, right on the nose, man, you'll take any words rather than that, you know.
Were you more quiet like back then, 6 to 16?
Yeah, I mean, I was bookish, you know. So I was like reading a lot of books and just kind of a nerd, basically, with computers and books and stuff. So, and I didn't get big until I was like a late bloomer from a size standpoint. So I was like small, relatively speaking. I was like the youngest kid in the grade. I was like almost the smallest kid in the grade. So being small and having violent bullies is a bad situation, you know.
I went through that too.
Yeah. And once I got to
Steiny didn't bloom at all. He's 28 still. 5'6". You know?
Never bloomed, but it's okay.
He's not getting up. He's not getting taller any sooner.
It's all right.
I mean, but I only sort of, you know, got like a reasonably good size around age 15, and then around age 16 is when they stopped trying to beat me out because it didn't work out well for them.
Then the walrus came out, eh?
They tried it. I knocked the guy out.
Damn. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Elon.
Do you watch like a lot of UFC and MMA?
Yeah. It's actually not that. If you one hard punch in the face, you knock a guy out with bare fists, no problem.
My guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bam.
You watch UFC? He said. You watch a lot of UFC?
Yeah, I watch UFC from like, you know, I watch UFC occasionally these days. I watched the early fights with Hoist Gracie, which was super
shit,
hardcore.
that shit was crazy. Yeah.
Crazy. That was like, we didn't have any rules, basically. I mean, they technically had some rules because, you know, you can't have like eye gouging, kneecaps, or throat, you know.
They had the same
rules. It's like, if you really want to take
yeah.
someone out, just fucking punch them in the throat, you know. This is game over. Poke them in the eye or knock their kneecap off.
You still watch now?
So, I see the occasional ones, and I mean, there's also a lot more. It's still, you know, interesting to watch, but there's a lot more technique and
yeah.
But you know, these days they have like weight categories.
Yeah.
Because if you have some, you know, 300-pound guy go against 100-pound guy, it's not going to be a contest. You know.
We go to a lot of fights. We're good friends with Dana White.
Okay.
Yeah. So we love UFC too.
And we're partners with one of the fighters, Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty wild seeing these fights. I mean, it's a tough gig. You know,
it is
tough gig.
Yeah,
and some of the injuries are gnarly. You know, like break a shin or something like that, and just have a floppy leg.
Or the long term like brain effects too. Like
I have to say, it's like I know a lot about brains actually, and you really don't want to take a hard hit, like a bunch of hard hits. Like your brain's like kind of like Jello. It's like Jello in a coconut. Like your skull is a hard coconut, and your brain is basically has like the consistency of Jello.
Really?
So yeah, the thing that damages you is actually the brain hitting the side of your skull, because the skull's real hard. So there's actually technically something called the subarachnoid space, which is like the area between your brain and the skull.
The brain is crazy.
Yeah, so you got like a little bit of, I don't know, like quarter inch or so of space between your skull and your brain, and then you at a certain point, like a really hard hit is you're gonna lose some neurons.
So the guys in the NFL, the CTE thing's real, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it just any kind of real fast jerk acceleration is good. Your brain is just going to get damaged up against your skull.
How bad
doesn't matter if you got a helmet or
how bad is a concussion? Just one concussion.
One concussion is probably okay.
One.
Yeah, if it's not too crazy. Repeated concussions or repeated injuries. Like what's going to happen is you're going to lose a certain number of neurons are going to die. So you smash your brain against your skull internally just due to fast acceleration. You're going to lose some number of neurons. Now, if you keep doing that, you're going to lose enough neurons to make a difference. Your brain can handle a lot of neurons dying, but
if you lose
at a certain point, you're going to start losing mental capability.
What does that do to you? Oh, just you lose your ability to think?
Yeah, past some point you will have erosion of your ability to think, or ability, like you could have damage to the motor cortex, in which case you could have like jitters or numbness, or so you lose memories.
You see that with a lot of NFL players.
I know. It's sad,
what about the NeuroLink brain chip? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the NeuroLink brain chip can help with brain injuries. Our initial goal is to help people who are like quadriplegics or tetraplegics, like basically can't move anything, to be able to operate their phone or computer faster than someone who's got working hands. That's the first thing we're trying to get done, and then we think it's actually possible to create a neural shunt between. So if you've got like a NeuroLink in your skull connected to your brain, your motor cortex, you put another NeuroLink in your spinal cord past where the nerves are broken, and then it's like a wire, like a wireless bridge because the neurons are kind of like wires, and if you got a bunch of broken wires, you can have a wireless bridge from your brain to where the neurons are still alive. You could have full body reanimation.
I thought the NeuroLink downloads information though too, right? Like, can you learn, like, I don't know too much about it, but can you learn a whole language from a NeuroLink chip?
I mean, down the road, I think probably yes. We're still like NeuroLink version 1, which is very basic.
Yeah.
Think of it like a very early cell phone.
Sure.
Versus current cell phones.
Do you ever worry though that at some point that's just going to make all humans like at the same ability if everybody has a NeuroLink?
It will actually even out ability. Yeah. I mean, but bear in mind, like you'll be able to see this coming. It's not going to happen like suddenly. So we haven't even put one in one human yet. So we're hoping to do that maybe end of this year, early next.
In a real human?
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit.
We already have it's working in monkeys. Like we've got like a monkey that can play Pong with its mind.
I seen that.
They can play what?
Play Pong what?
A monkey that can play Pong.
Like ping pong?
Just by thinking. Like just it's not touching control or anything. It's like playing.
So they made the monkey play ping pong, like with the mouse, and then
the
they
game
stopped
Pong?
the mouse working.
A video game. He's on a mouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, video game.
Wow.
So then
First of all, I think most people don't realize monkeys can play Pong. So step one, monkeys can play Pong. So you train the monkey to play Pong, and you give it like basically it just has like a banana smoothie that it can every time it hits the ball using the joystick, it gets a little sip on the banana smoothie.
Wow.
So first you train the monkey to play Pong, and then you activate the neural link, and you basically see when the monkey's moving the joystick, what neural signals do you read out, so you can see when the monkey's moving the joystick up or down, what you're getting a certain neural output from the neural link device. Then you disconnect the joysticks. The monkey's still moving the joystick, but the joystick's not connected anymore.
That. That's crazy.
How long ago was that?
That was like a year ago, I think.
Is there going to be a point where the NeuroLink can teach a monkey how to speak English?
That'd be so insane.
We're getting some Planet of the Apes shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Just make some genius monkey and it's going to take over the world.
don't you want to do that?
Or like that Rick and Morty episode where they give the dog the brain
Yeah, are you a big Rick and Morty guy?
The dogs take over the world.
You got to be a
dog
big
brain enhancer.
Yeah.
Have you seen that episode?
No, you're a big Rick and Morty guy, huh?
Yeah, Rick and Morty's great.
What else do you watch? Anything else?
I just thought I should rewatch some of those episodes.
You seen Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Fan of that?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad's great.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I watched a couple seasons of that.
Yeah.
House of
That was a
Cards.
good one.
I couldn't get into House of Cards that much.
Narcos.
Vikings and
Oh yeah.
Last Kingdom were pretty good.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. I heard that's good.
Yeah, like
Everyone
Vikings and
tells me
Last
I like
Kingdom
that.
were good. And
Bachelorette, probably.
course.
Vampire Diaries.
I haven't seen that.
The Office.
I've seen some episodes of The Office.
You like that dry humor stuff?
I mean, I thought The Office is not bad. I didn't find it like I was really dying to see more. Have you seen
Office
the
is
movie
overrated.
Office Space?
No, I haven't.
That's
Office
great.
Space is great.
Office Space.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great movie.
Dude, classic.
Great movie.
Yeah, you gotta see that.
Yeah, it's a classic.
I'll watch it.
Why do you like that though? Just the dry
Dry
humor.
humor. I think you're a dry
Oh,
humor
it's
guy.
very funny.
Dry humor's dope.
It's a guy that works a 9 to 5.
Guys,
and then
look
he
at
doesn't
Elon's
give a
Twitter.
fuck one day.
Like dry humor.
Yeah, it's funny. I know it's really funny. I like Mike Judge's humor in general.